Welcome back. According to the National Center for Educational Statistics, 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. are bullied on a regular basis. October is National Anti-Bullying Month, and my next guest is making it her life's mission to educate others about the bullying epidemic. Welcome via Skype the author of The Empowered Child, Danielle Matthews. Hello, Danielle. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing terrific, and I'm so glad that you're on the show because this is a topic that it's been on the news a lot lately. So I
Yeah.
really want to cover it as much as we can. So first question: the signs that your child is getting bullied. What are some of those signs?
So some of the most important signs that you want to look at if your child is being bullied is one, if you're seeing a pattern of behavior change, such as in there's physical symptoms happening where they're coming home with scratches on their face, they're torn backpacks, and you haven't seen this before and you're actually seeing a pattern of this, then you want to be concerned. Another one is depression. If your kids were really happy go lucky kids, they had lots of friends over and now they're isolating in their room on a consistent basis, then you want to also be concerned that there could be a problem. Another one that I deal with a lot in my program is a decline in grades. So if kids aren't doing as well in school and they had been really doing well academically and are now not, then that would be another sign and symptom to be concerned about. And finally, not wanting to go to school anymore and actually saying and making excuses that they're not feeling well and that they don't want to be there. Or they're getting sick in the morning and throwing up a lot and saying and making excuses for why that they can't go to school.
Hmm. So what are some tips for parents who might think that their child is getting bullied?
What I talk to parents about is in my book, which is called The Three E's. It's empathy, empowerment, and engagement. And empathy is really asking your child how they're feeling if you think they're being bullied, asking an open ended question. As we know, kids and adolescents don't want to be told how to feel, but more so want to be asked. I'm wondering if you're feeling this way right now because you're being verbally bullied at school, and really get their take on what they're feeling so we get an idea and a barometer of what they're feeling. Then we want to go to empowering your child. How do you want to handle the bullying? What would you like to do about the bullying? And we want to make sure that we follow up finally with the engagement, which is the follow up to the plan we empower our children to have. Do you want to go in and talk to the teachers? Do you want to role play different ways you can handle the kids at school if they're verbally bullying you? What would you like to do specifically? And really keeping contact consistent with your child, because they may say it's okay, but you're not seeing a change in the depression level, and so it might not really be okay. And one thing to be aware of is kids want parents to be okay. They don't want to burden children, and they don't want to burden the parent as well. It's really important to know that. So that's why they keep things from parents a lot.
So what are some of the challenges that middle or high school institutions are having dealing with bullying?
Great question. The challenges that middle and high school kids are having a lot is with relational bullying, or what we call social bullying, which is a lot of gossiping, spreading rumors about other kids, and leaving them out, ostracizing them from events, and also cyberbullying. We're seeing a lot of that as well, where there's a lot of texting, going on social media sites, and making mean comments, and we're seeing that a lot in middle and high schoolers, particularly with that age range of kids.
So what tips can you give to not only parents, but to other individuals when you're dealing with not only just in the school system itself, but outside of the school system, maybe in the park or whatever? What are some tips that you can give for individuals?
For kids, I would say how to avoid it. Let's just say they're at home and they're on the computer. It's really how to manage computer time, how not to be responsive to other kids on the computers. If you're out in the park area, how to walk away in a way that feels good to you, where you're not engaging them and giving them any power or control over you. That is one thing that bullies will continue to be mean if they know it's getting to you. So it's really important in how you conduct yourself if you're in a park or out in the world, that you walk away in a way that is safe and you are not letting them know that it's bothering you any further.
Okay, so I have one last question I want to ask you. Tell us about the Empowerment Space Bullying program that you mentioned.
Yes, yes. So that came out of a work job that I had a few years ago where I was seeing across our entire country that in the areas and communities, there weren't a lot of actual programs to help kids when they were at a crisis point of bullying. There was prevention programs in various ways in schools, but nothing that we had in our communities. So I did a needs assessment with a local nonprofit here in Los Angeles, and they came back and they said that we have some good news for you and some bad news for you. The good news is you don't have a lot of competition to get a program together to help kids with bullying. But the bad news is, why don't you have more competition?
Right.
And
Right.
so that becomes the question. And so then I was told you can put a program together and come back to us if you'd like.
Right.
So
Right.
I spent the next year writing the Empowerment Space, which is a program working with kids.
All right, Danielle. Thank you so much for shedding a light on this important topic, and hopefully we can resolve this in the very near future, okay? Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, still to come, cupping left its mark on many Olympic athletes in Rio, including Michael Phelps. But what is all the hype? Find out when Healthy Lifestyle returns in just a moment.